So today is the topic of paper comprehension. Maybe you may feel that it is not directly connected to our project, but paper comprehension, how to read any paper, because our the course that I given you, I promised that I'll be also telling you, guiding you for publishing the paper. Okay. So for that, before beginning any project, any research project, you have to go for literature review, literature survey. Okay. So for that, how to understand the paper, how to comprehend, how to understand the paper, and how to do critical reading, as a scientific, with that scientific temperament. So you can understand it. Just, referring a paper and writing a name in the reference, that will not help you in any way. Okay. So in today's day, what we are going to do is we'll understand the anatomy of, in fact, any paper, not only a computational pathology paper, but any paper in general, how they are organized section by section. So you should, once you read, definitely, I think that you would have understood. Okay, this is the critical method. No, it will be helpful in future projects also. There is a method of reading a scientific paper, that is a three-pass reading method, which researchers should use to get the maximum value efficiently. That means you should understand most of the things and you should take less time. Also, you must not be mentally exhausted, right? What to look in each section and all those things, and how to understand the methodologies and pipelines. Okay, and how to read the result tables, because we are going to read some papers. I'll give you some papers to read for our project. Not only that, I have trained you in some classes, but you yourself also should go through some research paper. So not only reading, but you should also understand, reading versus understanding. Now this is a core skill. If you sit and read paper from top to bottom, definitely there are many concepts. You will definitely be confused, and when you're confused, no, you will lose interest. Okay, you should never lose interest in science. Whenever you're doing a project, you should never lose interest in science. Now there is a method. Okay, in this project, I would encourage you to cite 15 to 25 papers for your final manuscript that you will be writing at the end of this project, right? Because you have to write a manuscript at least, and then you will be receiving your certificates. Okay, so I'll be definitely providing you certificates, and you have to submit the final manuscript. And I, each and every individual or in group, I would like you to, you know um, uh, sincerely go through papers. Okay, read them and cite them accordingly. Fine. If you need any help when we'll be having live on one-to-one session during practicals, I'll definitely help you also. But you should also sit, take out time and do these projects. We will be making some GitHub repositories also. Everything is included, so don't worry. So there in the GitHub also, when you're documenting everything, no, you have to. We will be having a folder, and we will have a bibliography or reference sections there also. So this is very important for those papers. Now, some papers will give you idea of what work already has been done. Some papers will give you the methodologies, okay, what methodologies they have chosen and what method you are going to adapt. Okay, the evaluation benchmarks, and there will be sections of discussions, limitations. Like every paper will tell you, like even in our projects there were many limitations, like I hope you'll understand that when we were grouping the data. Okay, grouping as in we are giving the data in batches, right? So that is known as stratification. So at one time, for example, like yesterday and in previous classes, I've told you 16, 32, or like that, these many patches are introduced in one layer at a time. Okay, at one time it will process 16 images or 16 patches or 32 patches, like that. So when we were nearly 7,000 images you have. So when we were grouping them into equal group number of images per group, that was the limitation of our baseline model that we did using efficient net b0. Because later on, after finishing the project, we came to know that we cannot feed equal number of images to we cannot group and give equal number of images to computer. Because what happens that images from one patient, when we do equal stratification, no, that may leak to the second group, so patient ids get mixed up. And even though we had achieved 75% of accuracy, which tells us that our model is definitely good, but the underlying practical usage is not that better for our model. Okay, so it's not that this project, if something happens with your project also in future, so you should not say, okay, my project is bad. No, we gave that our model was working fine, 75% accuracy, but the thing is, like, some limitations every projects will be having, and you should not hide those limitations. You have to write it in the separate section. And every good paper has their limitation. Now, with this limitations, you can identify gaps, or you can go and you can extend the project further and try to address these limitations, and you can come up with new ideas. That is why these are very important, these sections are very important. Okay, so every paper you read carefully today, if you read carefully this day, any day, okay, later on you are saving many hours. And it's not like 3 hours, just an example of confusion when you are writing your manuscript. Okay, and not only for writing the manuscript, while performing the practical workflow also, you will be saving most of the hours, trust me. If you have seriously attended these hmm, classes, it will be very easy for you. Even many of you who don't understand how to code, it will become slightly easier. And if you already know how to code, then it will be much easier for you. Okay, so build this habit now. Okay, at day 5 and not at day 85. Like, when, why day 85? Like, because suppose it was a roughly 100 days roadmap. So usually till 85th day, maybe 85th day of the class, not like day, I mean the 85th class, we will be starting with our writing, reading, because our work will be over by that time, right? So no, but you don't wait for 85th day or 100th day or the 90th day, or don't wait for your practical work or your coding to get finished. Just start reading today itself. Okay, there are some papers, the links I'll be emailing you, and you can check your mail for that. I'll be not sending the paper links on WhatsApp. Okay, so I'll be emailing you those links for the paper, or maybe I'll download and tell you at least like 2 papers or 3 papers you can read, and you can choose whatever paper you want, and you can discuss with me later on. Okay, students also they read, researchers also they read. Okay, and authors, they write. What is your goal? We'll just see. So from when students read and you're not experienced, okay, so currently suppose you're students right now, you're not researchers. You can just imagine yourself that you're a student and you're not experienced in reading. So you start reading from top to bottom. Okay, you hope that you'll understand, okay, and build as you go. But then no, you get lost till you reach the method section. Okay, then what you do, you do not read the methods properly, you just go on the result. Okay, okay, the end result is this, and then you conclude the paper, then you close the PDF. So that's not a correct method. Okay, a student will do this, but a researcher, they have a purpose. You can be researcher at any level. A person junior to you also can be researcher if they have mastered the paper comprehension methodology. Now first, you should ask specific question after reading each section. Just create a question. What question arises in your mind, whether you have got your answer, yes or no. Okay, all those things you must evaluate. Okay. Now, skimming and drilling, all this I'll tell you. Now, it is there later in this class itself. Authors, what they do, okay, they already have got the knowledge. It is very difficult to be an author, you know. Very rarely a good work is published nowadays. So abstracts and figures are designed. So not only writing, you know, you have to design how to write an abstract. So what is abstract? If you don't know, you might be knowing, but if you don't know, I'll be explaining it to you. You have to come up with good figures, okay, with even not only figures, but you have to come up with good graphs as well. So all these things you must know. So you, because you will be writing a manuscript and maybe will be giving for any publication house if the work is done, you know, up to the mark. So you have to also think like an author, and you should be ready for writing your own manuscripts. Okay. And read non-linearly. What is non-linearly? Like, don't go read at one go like this. You will definitely get bored, right? So what will be your goal? You should read like a reviewer. Everybody, you know, they are reviewers. It's very difficult to be a reviewer. You know, you can author a paper, but to become a reviewer in a you know, for peer reviewing, it is very difficult for that, to become that. Okay. You have to extract the claim, whatever claim the paper is making, you know, don't go and blindly believe at any paper that you are you know, reading. Because recently many uh, yeah, so read like a reviewer. Okay, you must identify what gap is there in the paper, you know, what you can do to fill that gap, right? So relevance, don't read each and every paper. Only those paper which is relevant to your pipeline every time. So that's what I'll teach you today, how to select only those paper by taking only, you know, within 1 to 2 minutes. How can you select those papers? After those papers are selected, then you can go for deep reading. Okay. So this is not a technical class today, but it will improve your skill not only for this project, but it will help you in your future as well. Okay. So experienced researcher, they will read very fast in the beginning and they will understand more deeply, because, you know, it is a smart way of doing that. Okay. Also because first, when you read very fast, you will get some knowledge and you will try to, you know, make a decision whether shall I uh, proceed with this paper or not. And then you can repeat that system again, and you can then in second pass or the third pass, you can go further for the deep reading. Okay. Now you think that I'm reading that paper 2 times or 3 times, why am I wasting my time? But no, this will save your time actually. Okay. How? I'll just tell you, right? So any, not only computational pathology paper, but any paper mostly in general, what anatomy they will be having, they will be having an abstract which will be giving you the total story of the project that they have done or the research that they have done. Then they will be having introduction, related works, methods, experiments, results, all those things they'll be having. Okay. Then they'll all be also having some discussions. Okay. After discussions, maybe they'll be having whatever limitations. Okay. All those things you must read. Now how to read that, I'll tell you fast now. So when you're reading first time, you have to read this abstract, because it will be like nearly 200 words. So you'll take only 1 to 2 minutes, or if you want much comprehension, like you can take 5 minutes also. You can leave the introduction when you're reading the first time, then you can leave the related work. Okay. Then you can, at the first time, you go for deep reading, go for the methodology section. Now what I'm marking with the yellow color, you see, this is for the first read only. Okay. So in the first read abstract, go for methodology and experiments. But with this you will understand that okay, I should you know, go with this paper. And when you're reading, you just skim through that. What do you mean by skim through that? Skim, that means just hover your eyes on it. Just don't read word by word. Just look at the sentences all at once and see whether those important words are there. So with that also you can you can reject many of the papers that okay, you don't want to read these papers, right? So the first reading is done. Now you may have selected only few papers, now then you will be going for the second read. So when you are going for the second read, now, in the second read, don't read the abstract, but now you can read the introduction in the second read. Okay, related work. Also, now here related work, you can skim through it. You just go fast. Look fast at the important words on the second read. So yeah, and then again you can, if you have any doubts, you can again read deeply the methodology and experiments, and now you can go and look at what results they have got. Leave the discussion for now. Okay, reference, don't you can look at later. But now when you're going for the third read, now you already know what is written in abstract. Now there's no need to read the abstract. You can leave the introduction now. Now, by the third read, first read the methodology again, experiment again, results also again, and after all those things, you can go for discussion. So, everything you can read now, okay, in the third, because it will make you go much faster than before. And at last also go for, at the last, related work. Okay, now you have read the paper, all the section 3 times properly. Now you want to see if such work has already been done, and you have other papers also, you can go for the related work section. Okay, so when you do this method, now this method is known as a 3 pass method. Okay, so 3 times you read your paper. First time just abstract, okay, and first time, second time you read everything, like introduction, related work, but you don't read so deeply, and deep read you do in the third time, right? So what does abstract tell you? So abstract will give you the full story in 200 words. So that is why the first pass you have to read everything. Introduction will give you what research gap was present, and they will introduce what problems they were facing, and that's why did they choose this topic. Okay, related work, definitely, other papers also you will find, the benchmarks also you will find. All those things you can find. The methodology is the core, what methods they have used, you can take ideas from here. And you should not copy and reproduce that method, but yeah, you have understood something, you can put your own mind, you can refer methodologies of many papers, then you will get an idea how we can go and proceed with our own project. Okay, the experiments. Okay, the setup, experimental setup, it will all come under the methodology section only. So in methodology, how what hyperparameters you have used, what were the learning rates they used for their own architecture, what was the batch size for them. Okay, what optimizer did they use? We used Adam optimizers in our project, so there are other optimizers also, what they used, for how many epochs did they run, if they run for 5 epochs, whether it is working for our own project or not. Okay, if they are running for 20 epochs, whether that there was any overfitting. All those things we can learn with the setup or the experimental designs. Then result will give you the evidence, the proof of their work. Okay, they will write everything that the result that they got, and they will give you the proof that our result is correct. Okay, and then you can also cross check those results. Then the honest part, that is discussion. They will discuss any limitations if present, that they will discuss. Okay, if the model fails, why it failed that way. Suppose like we are going, personally, that multibiomics is going with the second iteration of this project. So in the first iteration of our project, what was the mistakes that we had done, that all we will be putting over here. Okay, and what we can do future work also we can write down. So here we can also get the research gap. So this discussion, that's why you go on the third pass on this and related work. So all these things, and references are good because you'll get other papers also to read, to cite the other papers also. And this is any paper cited both methodology and in the related work section, and those papers from the reference you should read. Okay. So you see, don't go for all the papers in the reference section. The papers that are in the methodology and related work section, that only you can go and skim through first. And then if you find that they are relatable, then you can go for the deep read. Now, this is the three pass method that I've told you. So I will not go deeply again. But the thing is, like, how much time it will take. So first pass, when you're going, you can go for the abstract, what are the headings are present. You can go for figures, and their captions, all these things, and don't go for more than 5 minutes. Don't sit and spend more than 5 minutes for first pass. But when you're going for the second pass, now you can read introduction, conclusion. Now you can go and skim through the result tables and understand what they have claimed. Ignore the mathematics. Okay. If any equations are present, there's no need to write those things. Okay. And then now you ask yourself, can I summarize the paper in three sentences? Yes or no? If no, you can go for those sections that you have not understood. Or maybe then go to the third pass and now spend 45 minutes with all those papers. Full methodology, experiments, all those things now you work. Okay. So now, suppose a paper that you were not able to understand by spending 1 to 2 hours here, many papers you will be because you have rejected also many papers, right? So much of the time you have saved, and each paper now you're giving only 45 minutes, and you will understand most of the things. So this is the way that you have to proceed through. So something that you should train yourself by asking some questions. So what are those questions? Like, what is the task that mentioned over here? Then you should also understand what data sets they were working on, and also definitely what is your own data sets, and what the headline or what the headings or what the subheadings are claiming, and whether the subheadings that what they are claiming, have you understood the methodology that they have used to prove those claims? Okay. uh, then on the first pass you will get some questions, and for those questions you will make decision in pass 2. So in pass 2, some questions you will make decisions, and then you will go to pass 3. Basically what they're saying is, in the previous read you will get some questions, and for those questions in the next read, second or third read, okay, and the second or third read you must get answers, and this you have to do it by yourself. Fine. So in the past 3, final output you are going to get. Now what usually people do is that once they have read everything, they will leave the paper. We are humans, our brain will filter out many of the information. So nobody does that. They just read, they just keep it in their laptops, in their hard drives, and then they forget that paper. Only when writing the manuscript, then they will skim, they will take out, and then they will go again, read again those things. But I'm giving you a very effective method, and you can share this with your friends also, with other people also. Just leave this guided walkthrough and all. I'm just jumping over here. This is a paper annotation template. Okay. See, this is a very interactive website. Now, what you do is, what paper you are reading, what you do here, give the paper title. Okay, any paper, any title that, like, suppose classification of XYZ. So you can write the title of the paper over here. Which journal, suppose it is from, you have taken from PubMed Central for now. Okay. Uh, PubMed Central PMC for now. Here you are citing a 2024 paper. Okay, what data set did they use? They used, for example, ImageNet data set. Sorry. ImageNet data set. Okay, what architecture did they use? So this paper used BGG architecture. What was the best result that they got? They got 97% accuracy. Whatever research question, okay, you are having question one, whatever question is having in your mind. Okay, what you do, question one, question two, you can write. Okay, what limitations you have got in that paper, that you can write over here. How is this, for that particular paper, how is this paper relevant to my projects? Okay, so like this you can write over here. And what questions have still, you can write over here. Now what you do with this, now you come to my website and you just click copy annotation. You had clicked the copy annotation, right? And then you open any word editor, any text editor like Word and all, something, anything you can do. Open whatever things you have written there and just paste it over here. You see, for that particular paper annotation, title of the paper you are getting over here, which journal, which year, what data sets they have used, and this is for this project only, right? And research question, what are the key limitations, it will be over here. So next time when you want to refer the paper again, just don't open that paper and read everything. You can come to this particular page, and this is a paper, what is this, paper annotation template. You can use this, and then the next time you don't have to search where that paper is. Don't need to open, everything is over here, right? You can use it according to yourself also. You can change the, once you have copied, you can change all these headings also. So this will be very helpful for you to uh, keep the records of whatever paper you have read. Build the paper reading habit. One paper per week, all these things you can go by yourself. So your day 5 tasks also it is given, but I've told you what task, you just do whatever task I have given to you. But if you are reading this, you have two options, two tasks. Either you can go with a certain paper number 6 I have given to you, or a paper 7 that is clinical context. I'll give any of these two papers. You can choose, or if you don't want to choose these papers mentioned over here, choose whatever paper you want to read, whatever paper you like and you think you want to read that, and just give me that template, in a PDF file. Just send it to me. Okay, I hope you understood your homework or the assignment that I gave you. Yes or no? Just read the paper, whatever space you have to fill, just fill it. Copy, click on copy annotation and make a PDF file, paste it in Word and then save it as PDF, and you can send it to me. Okay, you're having a very good work now. I'll be um, highlighting your work in my maybe for in my website also, or in my YouTube channel also. I'll be definitely I'll be doing that. Okay, I appreciate people who work hard and who understand concepts and do everything. So I'm very happy to be connected with every one of you who are attending the classes regularly and doing the work sincerely.